the XM Cloud, which is very demanding in the market, and clients are now moving from the on-premises Sitecore to the cloud environment. So we'll see that what are the different area where you have to work if your client or if you have some such kind of requirement where you want to move your current solutions, which is running on the on-prem or maybe on the PaaS, and you want to go onto the SaaS side. So what are the different area where you have to look around, and from the content side, how you can move it very easily. That's what we are going to say today. Um, Before starting anything, yeah, let me quickly introduce myself as well. So my name is Surendra Sharma, and I'm Sitecore MVP right now, 2 times MVP, and I'm Sitecore certified. Currently, I'm working in Nagaro as an associate director and solution architect as well. So yeah, let's move to the next slide. So within the Sitecore ecosystem, they are providing lots of products. These products are available on the on-prem sides. You can work on the PaaS side as well. And within this, you will get the Sitecore XP, which is one of the most famous product that they are offering. Apart from that, if you don't have the marketing features as a requirement, then you can go for the XM, which is just provide the CMS part of the Sitecore. And Sitecore is also providing it to the hosted on the Azure and as a managed hosting as well. A few years back, they are providing the Sitecore Commerce as well, but right now it's they have deprecated that product as they have acquired something new. Right now, all the clients, most of the government agencies, they are moving to the SaaS side. So within this, they have the policy where they say that okay, let's go for the whatever the solution are providing, it should be cloud first and API first. That's what every client wanted, so that they can integrate it. Whatever the other systems available in the market on the SaaS side for the easily integrations here. So within the Sitecore ecosystem, they have the products like integration. They have the automation. So you can use the market. You can use the Musend here for using the marketing send. They have the CDP for the customer data management. They have the personalization if you want to integrate it with your SaaS product. Um, they have the search, they have the content hub one as a lightweight CMS product. You can use their DAM as a product for managing the digital assets. They are also providing the product discovery. So if you are creating an e-commerce based website, and if you want the search functionality within that as a product search, then you can use that product discovery. They have the order cloud for the e-commerce, and they have the content operations as a part of the content hub. But right now, the today topic that we are going to say is for this XM Cloud here. So this is the one which is one of the very demanding product in the market, and if you know it very well, then yeah, you can earn a good amount of money. So what exactly is the Sitecore XM Cloud? So most of the people already know it, but for the people who are going on the XM Cloud first time, so for them, it's a SaaS-based CMS, and Sitecore have actually already have the one product called Sitecore XM, and they have moved this product on the SaaS side, on the cloud side. So that's why they are calling it as a SaaS-based CMS. Otherwise, it's plain Sitecore XM without marketing features. The advantage here that you will get is that it's fully managed by the Sitecore. You can scale it very easily according to the traffic that you are getting it, and it's a cloud native. It means they have created it just for the cloud here. The another thing that is good with the XM Cloud is that on the infrastructure side, which actually most of the client always complain. And for example, if you have some client where their main business is maybe some manufacturing, so they don't want to waste their time on the infrastructure side, on the server maintenance side, because the moment they are handling the server and the IT operation. So their main core business is always going to be affected. So that's why clients nowadays wanted the easy solution where they are free from the infrastructure. So that's why that infrastructure is going to take care by the Sitecore right now, and you can just use their product on the SaaS side. Apart from that, you can whatever the content you are going to put it here, whatever the pages component you are going to create it on the XM Cloud side, you can easily check how they are going to see it on the mobile, on the tab, on the desktop, on the different orientation related with the desktop. That also you can check it very easily here. The on the If you see it from the developer journey, then as a developer, let's suppose you are working on the XM cloud based project. So here you will get your code repo, maybe either from Git or Azure, and then you are trying to develop everything on your local machine. And once you are thinking that, yeah, I have done the component development and I have created the site core content at my local side, so then you can push those code changes and the serialization file, and then within the XM Cloud, you will get the GUI features from where you can deploy it very easily on a single click. So it will automatically deploy your current push code into the Sitecore XM Cloud. So within this code, either you have created next.js or any C# changes or any serialized file, all these are going to be automatically deployed onto the XM Cloud. And once it is available on XM Cloud, you can publish it. You don't have any web database here. So whenever you are publishing it, it will directly go to the edge side. So on the edge, once it is available, then you can easily access it onto your front-end based website, for example, next.js, React, or even into the .NET Core as well via the GraphQL. So the overall architecture is very simple, very lightweight if you are comparing it with your existing on-prem and the PaaS environment infra. The benefit that you are getting it here on the XM Cloud is that, as I said, it's a SaaS-based product. So it means you don't need to worry about any Sitecore hosting side. So that is taken care by the Sitecore. In case in future, right now, let's suppose you are using 10.4 right now, and in future, maybe at the end of the year, you will get the 10.5 as well. So Sitecore will automatically upgrade the Sitecore version. You don't need to worry about, because upgrade is always a one pain point for the customers, where after every 2 years their product are going to be outdated. So as a security patches or as a new features, if your client want it, they always need to upgrade it. Even the Sitecore is stopping the support, the free support for the product if you are not upgrading it. Similarly, you don't need to deploy it into the CM, because your CM is directly on the cloud environment. So you can directly create your items there and you can directly publish it very easily. If you want to deploy anything, then they are providing the deployment from their portal itself. They are also offering the CLI based deployment and the APIs as well, if you want to use it. But as a simplest way, yeah, they are providing the deploy app as a GUI feature. You can just click on that and it will automatically deploy everything in a few minutes. Apart from that, within the XM Cloud, you will get the two editor. One is the page builder, you will say, and another is the experience editor, our old, the very familiar editor. That also you'll get it, and you can easily create your components, and you can see how it's going to look like on when you want to see the editing. So your content author can also open the pages here into the page builder or into the experience editor, and they can see how it's look like. And if they want to change anything here, any content, yeah, that also they can change it very easily. As I said, whenever you publish anything on the site, on the XM Cloud, it's directly available on the edge, and through the edge, you can very easily access it via the GraphQL. So GraphQL is very lightweight and very JSON-based querying language, which is very good for all the headless-based CMS available in the market. So everybody is using the GraphQL. It's especially helpful for the mobile applications or mobile-based websites or the app the people are developing it, so they can easily get the GraphQL because it's very lightweight. Apart from that, whenever you are creating any project on the XM Cloud, you'll get the mix of JSS, SXA, and Sitecore headless. So this is Sitecore headless services. So based on that, yeah, you will get one project, and where you'll get few features of the SXA. I will say not 100% SXA, but most of the features of SXA you will get it, plus the JSS, the JavaScript services, and the headless services. So all are combined into one, you can say, one system on the XM Cloud. That's what you will get it here. Uh, they are providing the inbuilt personalization and analytics there, though on the XM Cloud, the personalization part is very low, or you can say it's not very the 100% they are providing it, but if you want, you can very easily integrate it with the CDP and personalized system that Sitecore is offering. Apart from that, once you log in it into the Sitecore cloud portal, then you can access the XM Cloud or the CDP or personalize here if your organization have already opted for it. So single sign-on is available here for accessing the different products offering by the Sitecore here. So these are the different benefits that you will get it with the XM Cloud. Now, if you see on the architecture side, if you talk about our old one, so here instead of Sitecore XM Cloud, either you will get Sitecore XM or XP, and you can easily integrate it with the MVC. But on the XM Cloud, MVC is not the option, so forget about it. So we have the only two options for the development. One, either through the .NET Core, and another is the JavaScript renderings here. So if you are using the JavaScript rendering, then you will get all the options that are provided by the JSS. As the future, you will get the rendering engine to handle the images media library. You will get the media handler. GraphQL, yeah, it's already there. The layout services to get the page specific entire JSON data. If you want the dictionary, if you have created some dictionary item, that also you can get it very easily via the dictionary services API. And we have the import services also available here. But if you are using .NET Core, you will not get these two things: dictionary services and import service. You will get rest of the features of the Sitecore. So when Sitecore had launched this JSS, at that time they called it as a JavaScript rendering SDK. That's what the full form of JSS. But now, as they have started to support the .NET Core, so instead of JSS, they started to call it as a Sitecore Headless Services, in short SHS. So that's what the new name for the headless development, the Sitecore Headless Services. So instead of calling JSS, we should call it as a SHS, the Sitecore Headless Services. Now, if you want to create any project on the XM Cloud, so then there is a one thing that you need to be set up it before starting the project. That whatever the solution that you are going to create, is it a XM Cloud, or is it an old project, or is it a new solution that you are going to create it? So if your answer is yes, that yeah, my solution may be XM Cloud compatible, so then you have to specify, okay, uh, which code repository is using. Is it available on the GitHub or Azure, or is it something else? If it's available on GitHub or the Azure, then yeah, you can directly use the XM Cloud Deploy app, or you can use the API as well. Or if it's not available on the GitHub and Azure, then you will not directly deploy it onto the XM Cloud. Then you have to use the Sitecore CLI for the deployment purpose. But if you are converting your entire solution as a new, so from the Sitecore side, you will get there the default code, sample code that we can use it. That repository we can pull it, and we can clone it, we can pull it, and then within that we can start to add our own components. So that will be the best approach. So this approach is always the best one and the recommended one, that you should use the compatible solution. It means you should use the Sitecore provided code-based repository. Second, either put it on the GitHub or the Azure. So GitHub, on the GitHub will come, we'll see it in the upcoming slide as well, more on this. But yeah, use the GitHub or Azure, and then you can directly use the XM Cloud Deploy app as a GUI feature that you can easily deploy it from the XM Cloud interface as. But if it's not available, then yeah, you can use the Sitecore CLI. So for all these scenarios, yeah, we have the solutions available. So right now we are starting the, let's suppose you want to migrate your the existing MVC based project, or any maybe headless project which is available on the on-prem right now, and you want to move it onto the XM Cloud. So the first thing from where you have to start is that you want to move the content from your local to the XM Cloud environment here. Now, how to move the how to extract the content from your local Sitecore instance to the XM Cloud? So there are two ways. Either you can use the Sitecore serialization as a CLI serialization, or there is one tool that's called migration tool. So we'll see both of these approaches, how to do that, and through that you can easily migrate your content from your local Sitecore instance to the XM Cloud environment. And once it is available, then yeah, you can, once it is available on XM Cloud, you can validate it and test it that everything is available on the XM Cloud or not. So The first one is the content serialization. So for that, Sitecore have few years back, Sitecore have purchased the Hedgehog. It's a one of the organization, the company which have developed a one famous tool that's called TDS, Team Development for Sitecore. And on the open source community side, we have the Unicorn. So Sitecore have combined both of these two products, and they have come up with the new solution that's called Sitecore CLI-based serialization, and they have created the good tool as well, which is you can install it as a add-on, as an extension into your Visual Studio as well. But that is the paid one. So we are using the Sitecore CLI, which is the most it's a free and one of the easily operated the tool for the serialization. So if you are using it, then whenever you want to use this tool, that Sitecore serialization through the CLI, for that you have to first create the one JSON file where your solution file is exist. So at that level, you have to create this sitecore.json file, and inside it, you have to install the plugins that I want the XM Cloud and I want the publishing and serializations feature. So add all those plugins, define the configurations here, that what should be the maximum path that you want it. So do these settings, and once you've done that, then we are good. Within this, the most important setting is the module, that where are the modules are available. So for example, you have created some Helix based the features, or maybe a foundations or project, then whatever the items that you want it for the particular features there. So where you want it. So for each feature, you have to create a module.json file. So where those are located, that location, the relative path, that what you have to specify here, that at this path here, my all the module.json files are available. So it will automatically serialize it when you start the Sitecore CLI based serialization. Now, once you created the sitecore.json file, then the next thing that you have to create is the module.json file. So if you go there, so this is what the structure that you have to create it for the module.json. Inside it, you have to specify that what do you want to serialize. So here you have to specify the path, that yeah, I want to serialize my media library, and to serialize my content, and you have to provide the what exactly it have to do with this item available on this path. So do you need to create it, update it, delete it at the target location when you want to push this serialized item onto the XM Cloud? So what do you want it? So the operation we have to specify it. Can it create it if it's not available? Can it update it if it's already available and if it's changed? Can it delete it if it's not available on the source system? Can it delete it from the target? So that's what we have to specify here. And this is the default operation, the push operation that is available. If you are not specifying it, Sitecore take this as a default push operation. You have to specify the name as well. So this name is from this name, it will create a folder inside the your operating system, and under this folder, you will get your all these serialized files that are available here. Uh, there is one setting here that's called references. So this references is important. For example, if you want to serialize your items. So right now I'm serializing the content item, but content item is dependent on the template. It's dependent on the layout, rendering. And so I want to serialize those as a first item. So you can specify these references here. So what's Sitecore, this serialization process will do? It will first serialize these items, and then it will serialize this specified item within this file, because these are the dependent file. So references means the dependent items that are on these items. So it will serialize this references item first, and then it will serialize the current item that we have specified here into this file here. Apart from these items, you can also serialize the roles and user as well. So if you want to serialize that as well, you can specify it here. So it will automatically pull your users and role, and you can push it into your the target environment. So that feature is also available with the Sitecore serialization. If you want to start it with this CLI based operation, then you just need to remember the 4 commands. So the first command, you have to open your PowerShell in admin mode. Go there, and you just need to fire this command .NET Sitecore Cloud login. So it will allow you to do the authentication with the XM Cloud here, and then you have to connect it with your environment. So maybe you have the different environment in XM Cloud. So maybe you have the dev environment or the stage or maybe prod. So where do you want to deploy this? For which environment you want to connect it? So just by passing this environment ID that you can get it from the XM Cloud. So we can provide it here, and it will automatically connect it once you log in it here. So once you connect it with the environment, now either you can push your items or you can pull it. So if you want to push it or if you want to pull it, just the same command is going to be used. Only the change is the push or the pull. So these are the only change here. Otherwise, the command is same. So do you want to, if you want to get the items from the from your remote XM Cloud CM environment to your local file system, then we are pulling it. And if you want to make any changes onto your local machine, you have done any changes and you want to push it onto the XM Cloud, then you have to write it here as a push. Okay. So just provide this option here, and you will easily do the serialization either on your local machine or to the XM Cloud environment. So that's how you can do with the serialization through the command line interface. But the only problem here is that there is a learning curve. I mean, you have to learn it, and who will remember the command? I mean, we like the Windows operating system more than the Linux system. Apart from if you are hackers, then yeah, that's a separate story. But yeah, we like the GUI-based features very easily. As a human brain, like to work on the easy operations and the easy UI. So if you are not comfortable with the serialization on the command line base, then you can use this another tool that's called uh, XM Cloud migration tool. So from here, you can easily migrate your content, media library, users roles very easily from your local Sitecore instance to the XM Cloud here. And within this, this tool is like a middleware between your local Sitecore and within your XM Cloud here. So you have both these operations. You have these two things, and within this, you can very easily go there and you can migrate your data by using this migration tool. So in between these two, you have your migration tool here. Okay. And with this migration tool, both the options are available. Either you can use their GUI feature or you can use their CLI based commands as well. So both the operations are available, and this is a free of cost. You don't need to pay anything for this. So uh, that's what the main benefit of this operation of this tool, that the command line and GUI based interface is available. If you want to include it into your pipelines, then you can use this command line interface as well. That's very useful. So this entire tool is using the XM Cloud item transfer technology. Behind the scene, it uses the Google protocol buffer format for to keeping the items here. So that's called the protobuf. And you can easily migrate your data from the on-premises from the 9 series to the latest one. So all the versions are supported by this tool here. Now, if you want to start with this, then how I can use it or how to download it. So for that, just go onto the Google and just type XM Cloud Migration Tool, or go to the Sitecore uh, developer website, and from there you will get this XM to XM Cloud Migration Tool. Don't worry about this XM. You can use the XP as well, because I have tested it and it's working on the XM. But they have provided this name as a XM to XM Cloud Migration. So here you will get this option. So just click on this. It will download a one zip file into your machine, and once it is downloaded, you have to unzip it. And once you unzip it, you will get these files here, and you will get this file sitecore package.zip. So you have to install this sitecore.zip into your local sitecore environment as a normal package that you are installing it. Okay. So in your local sitecore instance, install this package, and once you are done that, then you will get these two options. If you want the GUI feature, then you have to run this one. If you want to access it as a CLI command, then you can use this one. So you will get the 2x exe. So we'll go with this one because this is the GUI base. So right click on it, and you have to start it as a admin mode. And once you provided it, then you can go there and it will open this interface here. Within this interface, either you can migrate your content. When I say content, it means your template, layout, rendering, everything. Okay, so entire content tree, you can migrate it, including your media library as well. And if you want to migrate, you can also migrate your local the users that you have created. That also you can migrate it very easily here. And then it will ask you your local Sitecore instance. So it will ask, you have to provide your CM environment details, that what the URL of your CM environment. So specify its URL here, and then you have to specify the username and password here. Through that, we can connect it with our local Sitecore instance. Maybe admin B that you can, that generally we are providing it for our local machine. Just provide it so that it can authenticate and log in it here. On the second one, now this is the important and a little bit tricky. So you have to provide environment ID here, that on the XM Cloud, maybe you have created multiple environment for your project, maybe dev and staging or the production here. So uh, once you identify that, all right, I want to migrate data to my dev environment. So go to that project, and that whatever the project you have created in XM Cloud, and choose that dev environment. Click on these details, and you'll get the environment ID. Whatever the environment ID is there, you should you have to fill it here. Then on the XM Cloud, what the URL of your CM instance? Okay. So if you go to the environment again, you will get this link of this CM environment. So whatever the CM environment URL that you have to provide it here. And once you provide it, then it will ask you the credentials. So when when I say credential, it means it will ask you the tokens here. So what the client ID and client secrets that are available on the XM Cloud, or that you have created. Now, how to get this XM Cloud and secret? You can go it here and you can create it, or uh, I have created one. I have just take the screenshot here. So you can go to the XM Cloud, and there you can go to the XM Cloud deploy. There you will get the credentials here. Click on the credential, create a new credentials here. On this one, it will show you this one, and here it will show you the client ID and client secret. So just copy it, because once you click on the done, then it will not show you the client secret. So just note it down, these two things, into notepad or on some location at your local machine, because you need it. So once you get this client ID, client secret, yeah, that's what you have to put it here, the client ID and client secret. Okay. So then you can click on the next. So when you click on this next, it will show the your local Sitecore CM environment content tree. You will get only the master database here. I mean, you will not get the option to choose the core database or web database. You directly get the master database options, the entire content tree, and then you can uh, click on this one, expand it, and then you can select whatever you want to migrate it. For example, here I have selected my all the templates available in my on this my next app project. I want my move my home item. I want my entire layout and rendering and media library. So whatever you want to migrate, just select it here. So whatever you are selecting, it will show it here that, yeah, this is what you have added it there. So select all the items, all the dependent items, whether those are template, media library, layout, content, select everything, and then click on this next button. So when you click on this next, it will go there and it will test it, both the things, whether it will be able to connect it with your local Sitecore instance. For example, I want to connect it with my XP. As I said, it will connect both the XM and XP, though they have mentioned its name as XM, but it can connect it with the XP as well. So yeah, it will connect it with your local Sitecore instance. Plus, it will also connect it with your XM Cloud. Try to test it, that whatever the information you have provided, is it good with that information to connect it. If it's able to connect it both the environment, yeah, it will show you this green message here that, yeah, test connection successful. Then click on the migrate. When you click on this migrate, you will get this screen where it will show that it's running the job process behind the scene, and it will show the logs here, that what exactly it's doing it behind the scene, and how much time it's taking it. So at the end, it will show the stopwatch as well, how much time it's taking. I have migrated one website. It hardly take a few seconds, under 1 minute. It migrated everything there. So it will show you entire stuff here, that what it's doing it behind the scene, and how much item it's migrated, and how much time it took for this migration. And once it done it, yeah, your content is migrated to the XM Cloud very easily there. So if I have to summarize this migration tool, so first what you have to do, you have to download it through the dev portal of the Sitecore, unzip it, configure it. It has the configuration file as well. Then you have to connect it with your local Sitecore instance, connect it with your remote XM Cloud environment by providing the environment ID and the CM environment details with your client ID, client secret. You have to choose what content you want to migrate it there, whether you want the content, media library layout, or the template. So connect everything, choose everything, and then you have to. It will just test it, and then it will export your content that directly deploy it onto the XM Cloud. So once this process is done, you can go to the XM Cloud, check it. You should get your all the contents into the XM Cloud that you have chosen it for the migration. Super simple, very easy process. Now, once you migrated your content there, then the other thing is that, all right, my content is available, my templates are available. How about the component? So for the component, there we need the developers involvement. So for example, if the XM Cloud is not supporting the MVC, so if your solution is available on MVC, that is not going to be work directly. So what you have to do, you have to convert your all the MVC rendering and component that you have created into the JSON rendering there. And on the XM Cloud, it's recommended to use the next.js, because that's what the most of the CMS available in the market are using the next.js for the CMS project, because it's pre-built nature, or it's a SSG, the static site generation feature that it's supporting it. So that's why people are using it a lot. So for the XM Cloud as well, this is also recommended. And if there are some components which you don't want to create it on the next.js side, because the moment you are creating onto the next.js side, you require the developers involvement. So instead of that, what you can do, Sitecore has also provided the XM Cloud component builder, so you can drag and drop the different fields from your templates or from your content. You can provide the data source for the GraphQL or external API, and you can easily develop your component. You can apply the CSS things there very easily. No need to write any code. So it's a no code, low code, the builder that you can use it and you can develop your component. So you have two options. Either you can write your create your component via the next.js code, or you can use this no code the tool that's called Cloud Component Builder. So both the options are available. The idea here is that whatever the front end you are developing it's more aligned toward the Sitecore headless services. So in starting, we saw that there are two models that Sitecore is supporting. One is the ASP.NET Core, and another is the front end, the JavaScript front ends, the frameworks, for example, Angular, React, Vue.js, Next.js. So all these are providing. So your front end solution must be aligned it onto this headless services side. So the best option is the next.js, because you can do the customization and lots of stuff. But yeah, this component builder is also is nice features. The one another feature that you will get is with the component builder is that once you created any component, you can use it into the multiple sites, into the multiple projects onto the XM Cloud. You don't need to create it again and again. So what you can do, you can create a library here, that the common component that you require it in every project, in every solution. For example, the header, footer, maybe navigations, maybe a breadcrumb, maybe a banner. So these are the common components that we require it in every website. So you can create a library of that, and then you can use it on multiple websites and multiple projects there very easily. So one-time efforts, but yeah, without writing a code, we can achieve a lot in XM Cloud. If we talk about the search operation, then if you want to do the search operation on our local our local or on-prem solutions or on Azure PaaS. Generally, we are using the Solar there, but on XM Cloud, try to use on the GraphQL because, as I said, whenever you publish anything, it will available on the edge. From the edge, you can easily get the GraphQL, and this GraphQL query also support the search operation. So they are directly providing the search query, so you can use it and you can easily get the data from your edge. Apart from that, Sitecore also offering a own product that's called Sitecore Search, where they are providing the AI capability as well inside that, and you can connect it with the Sitecore Search as well for your XM Cloud. So that option is also available. But if you want to save the cost, then yeah, use the GraphQL because it's part of XM Cloud as a inbuilt there. If you want to go for the Sitecore Search, its costing is little bit high, so people are trying to avoid it. But yeah, this is the most straightforward way to implement any search operations within the Sitecore. If you have created the forms in your local Sitecore instances or in your old legacy website, then those forms are not going to be work with the XM Cloud. We cannot migrate it. I mean, we can migrate it, but you cannot use it because right now Sitecore XM Cloud is using the different technology for creating the form. So forms, yeah, you can go to the XM Cloud, you can create it, and you can use it within your website, and you don't need to write any code here as such. Just design your code and apply it and use it on any of the pages that are available in the on your CM site. So just use those forms, and it will start to show it on your website, and it will automatically capture all the data into its inbuilt databases. Apart from that, if you don't want to use the XM Cloud forms, you can create your native forms into the React or Next.js directly. You can use the some other form solution provider. For example, HubSpot is one of them, even SurveyMonkey. So those kind of stuff you can use it into your into your website as well. But the form that you have created in your local or on-prem Sitecore solution that are not going to be work here. So it required effort from the zero. If you have analytics data, for example, if you are using the XP, then yeah, you can collect the data from the contacts and for your website. On the Sitecore XM, the analytics data is not available as such because it don't support the analytics as such. But if you have the XP and if you want to migrate it to the XM Cloud, then there is one tool that's called XDB to CDP migration, again provided by the Sitecore. So it uses the connect. On the connect, you can go there, you can write the recipes here. So it provides the lots of recipes, and through those recipes, it will connect it with your XP, and then it can move your contact data to directly to the CDP environment here. So very easy tool. The only thing is that you require this connect as well for moving your data for the migration purpose. The recipes available, the recipes are already available within this tool. If you might download it, you will get the recipes as well. And you just need to upload it, and you just need to create those, you just need to import those recipes into this connect and uh, provide the details of the XP and the CDP environments with their. So on the CDP side, you have to provide the again client ID and client secret. So just provide it; it will automatically migrate your all the contacts from the XDB to the CDP. So for the analytics, yeah, you can use this trick. If you have done any Sitecore customization, that we can do it on the XM Cloud. Though Sitecore don't recommend to use I mean, they don't encourage any customization on the XM Cloud itself. They say that don't do or don't write any custom C# code or any customization on the XM Cloud because as a part of upgradation, that may be overwrite by the Sitecore itself. But yeah, we can do that. So for that, what Sitecore is providing. So whenever you are creating any Sitecore XM Cloud-based project. So it will provide one code base for it as a starter kit. So within that, you will get the Next.js based project. You will get the Visual Studio project as well. So within that Visual Studio project, go there and write your any C# code that you have provided, that you have created in your old one. For example, if you want to move, if you want to modify the pipeline, or if you want to, if you are calling some third-party API, so yeah, you can write all those C# code here, and then try to build it. Once it is built, you can push all this code into your code repo, and then through the then you have to go to the XM Cloud, and there you will get the Sitecore deploy app. From there, you can deploy it. So it will automatically deploy your serialization files, your Next.js code, and it will automatically build and compile and deploy your C# code as well. So the way it was working on your machine, in your local machine, it will work on the XM Cloud as well. So your all the customizations that you have done, it will work there. But as I said, Sitecore don't encourage this one. But yeah, if we want, we can do the customization as well. And I have done it. I have modified the pipelines in my testing. So yeah, pipelines are modified, and it was working there. If we talk about the deployment, so deployment is super simple into the XM Cloud. You can it actually uses the Git-based CI/CD workflow, and within this one, for every environment, you can deploy it separately. You can specify from which code branch you want to deploy it. So that also the option that you have on the single click, you can deploy it, the entire serialization, Next.js, and C# code into the Sitecore CM environment here, or onto your rendering host. If you want to deploy it onto the Vercel and Netlify, so for the Vercel, Sitecore, the XM Cloud is providing one inbuilt connector, so you can deploy your the front end code very easily to this Vercel through that connector. The only catch here is that you must have the GitHub organization account. Then only it will support this Vercel direct deployment. If you don't have, then you have to directly go to the Vercel and connect your code repo, the GitHub code repo, and from there you can deploy it. It will ask some environment variable, for example, where is your CM environment, what's the URL of your GraphQL edge. So all those stuff we have to provide it, and once you provide it, then yeah, we can deploy it onto the Vercel, which is very simple actually. You can do the automation as well. So whenever you push any command, whenever you push any code files into your Git repo or into your onto your version control, so you can specify it into the XM Cloud that if any push is triggered on my GitHub, then automatically pick the latest code and deploy it. So you can do the automatic deployment as well onto the XM Cloud. So yeah, that feature is also available. And it was during the project creating time, you can specify it, or if you want, you can later on as well, you can specify this auto deployment option within the XM Cloud. So there are a few challenges that generally you will get it with the XM Cloud. So for example, you have a local Sitecore instance, and you have migrated it. But what if there are some items which are still using the MVC renderings, and you have migrated it there, or you have migrated some content. For example, you have migrated some content item, but their template is not migrated. So that thing is uh, always be possible. So that's why data inconsistency can be there. But if you want, you can remigrate your data. That is also possible with these tools that I have showed you right now. You can get some serialization error, so you have to check the logs for those to see what's the error is there. Um, on the deployment side, sometimes it maybe fail onto the XM Cloud. For example, let's suppose you have write some C# code, and then you want to deploy it, and on the XM Cloud, once you deploy it onto the CM environment, then your CM environment is stopped somehow because of the C# changes. So deployment may be failed. So again, on the XM Cloud, you will get the logs, check it, what are the logs it has generated, and then you can start the new deployment process. Once you have migrated your all the content, you have created your all the components, all the rendering, then just check it whether the content and the web pages the way it was looks before it should looks in the same way as a new migrated pages. So you need to verify that as well. And there are a few migration practices. So for example, you should always do the migration at the lower environment. So you can install the Docker based XM Cloud environment on your machine, do the migration there where for the smooth operation. Try to catch whatever the customization, whatever the next.js code you have, right? Try to test everything here. Try to identify all the dependency, all the templates rendering on any particular item so that we can migrate it in a one go. Um, Whatever the code you have write, yeah, it should you should always commit and push it into your code repository. So whatever the latest code is there, you should use that it, and your all the serialization files should also be push it into the code repository for the easy migration and for the deployment. And once everything is available on XM Cloud, once everything is available on the Vercel, you have deploy your front end code. Then just check your pages how they are performing it. Performance you should get it always high here because as you are publishing all the Sitecore item onto the edge, so that's why it's available uh, on the CDNs. So edge is nothing but the CDN server. So from there you can get your data very easily via the GraphQL. So as it's available on CDN, so you should get the performance fast. Second, as you are using the Vercel, you are using the next.js. If you are using next.js, so it automatically uses the SSG, static site generation technique, and from there it will pre-build your uh, all the uh, all the code and create the sample HTML pages, and that HTML pages or that HTML is directly render it onto the website via the browser. So you should always get performance very high for the XM Cloud and Vercel. So yeah, I think that's it from my side today. If you have any question, if you have any doubt, that then we can discuss it right now.
Thanks, Surendra. There is one question in a chat which will just raise. The first one is, how do I migrate Sitecore rules engine based customization to XM Cloud?
So when you say rules, it means are you talking about the personalization rules? So if
I
it's
think
a
so.
answer is yes, yeah. If it's an answer is yes, then yeah, you can because the old personalization window that is still available on the XM Cloud. So you can go there, you can check it. Though you will not get the number of customization rules available on the XP. That number you will not get it here. But yeah, whatever the XM local XM is supporting, you will get those rules on the XM Cloud as well. And if you want to customize it, that also you can do that. And as I said, you can if you have write some any custom code for that, that also you can deploy it onto the XM Cloud.
Sure.
So yeah,
Thanks. The
support the
next,
personalization, and you can if you have the customization, that also it will be available there. Sitecore PowerShell extension, yeah, it's also supported. You can access it. You'll not directly get the Sitecore PowerShell as a icon as a launchpad. You will not get it on the XM Cloud. But if you want to use the PowerShell, then you have to open your CM environment into the Sitecore desktop mode. And once you go to the Sitecore desktop mode, from the desktop, you can click on the start button, and from there you will get the Sitecore PowerShell extension. When you click on this on that, it will the Sitecore PowerShell will ask you the credentials of the CM environment. So if you want to override that for that you can create the config file, and that you can deploy it as a part of your Visual Studio solution. I have tried it and it's working. It was working for me. So I am able to run the PowerShell scripts there. If The another solution is that even if let's suppose you are not able to access the PowerShell extension through the desktop, if you don't want to go there, so within the Sitecore itself, just go there, right click on it. You can create the you can go to the system modules on the PowerShell side. You can create the PowerShell items, and within that, just put your script, and it will be run. So from there also you can do that. Yeah, that's correct. So right now, see, Sitecore is actually in a layman term, it's actually a .NET based product. When I say .NET, within the .NET, now you have the two options, .NET Framework and .NET Core. Now, .NET Framework we are using is the latest version, is the 4.8, and this is the last version. And after that, Microsoft already announced that they are not going to release anything new onto the .NET Framework. They are moving it into the .NET Core side. So that's why whatever the new solution that you are going to see it in the future, they are either based on the .NET Core side and or to the front end or the JavaScript based side. So if you talk about Sitecore Content Hub 1, which is another lightweight CMS, they have entirely developed it into the .NET Core, not into the .NET Framework. That's a .NET Core. If you talk about Sitecore Identity, it's a .NET Core. If you talk about the Horizon, it's a .NET Core based product. So that's why the new solutions that are coming from the Sitecore, all are the .NET Core based. So that's why they want to move this .NET Core, this stuff. They want to hide the C# changes. So that's why they are more focusing on the front end side. They are don't allowing the much customization onto their backend or onto their existing system. And on the cloud, it's always difficult. How will you customize it for a single Sitecore instance? Because now Sitecore have to support their hundreds of customers. If they have to upgrade it, they have to upgrade it all the 100 customer it in one go. So that's why they are not encouraging the new customization. That's why they are allowing developers to focus more on the front end side rather than the back end side. Any other question that we have?
So everyone, this is the opportunity for you guys to ask the questions. If you have any, like if you don't want to put it in the chat, you can unmute yourself and ask the question directly. So the silence, I'll take it as no. So Surendra will go to, yeah, I think, yeah, Deepak, go ahead.
Can we use the Solar for the search engine?
Solar is, say, the problem with the Solar is that how will you specify the connection strings? Where will you specify the connection string? And the moment you're saying that, all right, I want to use the Solar, how it's going to connect it with your indexes, because you are going to create it, somewhere on maybe on any VM or any cloud environment. So it's not going to connect it with there, because what Sitecore is doing behind the scene, it's creating one virtual network for every client. You can say a virtual environment for every client, and within that, your entire the SaaS-based cloud instance or the organizations are going to be created for that particular client there. So if it's there and now you are creating this Solar somewhere outside which Sitecore don't know anything about it, then it will be problematic for them. So that's why they are not encouraging it. That's why they are using the GraphQL, and the other one is the Sitecore search.
Okay, thank you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, Surendra. Actually, I'm having one question. Like, suppose we have one application that is on working on like on-prem, and the second application that is configured based on the SaaS. So, is it possible to means connect with both of them, and how we can do like with the help of this correction?
No, where is your Sitecore and where is your the external system, or what kind of external system they are?
Means, for example, like two applications are there. So how we can connect actually, like in case of that hybrid SaaS we have that facility, like that, is it possible here also? Like that's I'm asking.
See, if you are just talking about that, if you have one Sitecore environment at your on-prem, maybe within the organization, and another is within the XM Cloud, that is fine. That's because serialization is always be there. So serialization just say that, okay, just take whatever the items you have on your on-prem, just
Mhm.
serialize it, and then you can push those changes into your code repository. And within the XM Cloud, you can just build the new trigger, deploy. You can trigger the deploy process. It will automatically create your all the item onto the XM Cloud. Similarly, you can do the reverse as well. You can take something from XM Cloud, you can serialize it and push it into your on-prem CM environment. That is possible. So actually, that's what people are doing it. Most of the people are doing it for that. If you are talking about that, all right, I have the XM Cloud now. I have some another
Mm.
API-based system that is available on some other environment or on some other network, and that I
Yes.
want to call it. That also is possible. As I said, you can deploy your C# code changes as well. So that is also available onto the Sitecore side. The third
Okay.
use case is that, all right, I have the XM Cloud and I have my website. Now my website is calling some API, so that is always be there. So your next.js can call any API based system via the in the form of microservices. You can call it and you can
Mm.
integrate it very easily. So all three solutions are possible.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I just had one question. So, the what are the differences of Content Hub 1 and DAM? I presume that they were the same, but from your chart, I got to know that they are two different things. So, the digital asset
See,
management and
yeah.
content
See,
hub
on
one.
the Content Hub 1, this is the purely lightweight, a new CMS. Because if you go for the XM Cloud or purely Sitecore XPXM, the problem that people are facing or the clients are facing is the licensing cost. Sitecore is very premium product. Its costing is very high. Small players cannot afford it. It's only for the enterprise clients. So that's the problem people are facing it. Now, if somebody want to use the Sitecore as a CMS product and they don't have that much of licensing cost, they cannot bear it. So what's the other alternative? So the other alternative is that either they can go for the some open source CMS, for example, Umbraco or Content Stack or Contentful. They can go there, or they can use the Content Hub 1. Okay. Or think the another scenario is that, all right, let's suppose you already have the Sitecore, but there are already hundreds of websites are already running on it. And now your marketing team want to say that, okay, we are running a one campaign, or we want to create a one marketing site where just we need 2-3 pages. So if you want to deploy, if you want to creating it everything onto your existing Sitecore environment, it will take a it's very costly, and you need to create a one more website and you to deploy it. And if you're like, if it's your licensing is allowing it or not, because when you purchase Sitecore license, it asks you that, okay, how many website it need to be supported. So if you say that 5 website is it's going to be supported, and if you already created it, now you want to create the 6 website, then you have to pay to the Sitecore and you have to update your license. So it's little bit heavy cost that your client have to pay. So as a second CMS, they can go for the Content Hub 1, which is a very lightweight for this kind of marketing websites or campaign based website or short paid website. They can create it very easily there. Or even if let's suppose you want to create a mobile app, which should get the data from the SaaS based Sitecore. For example, you already have the Sitecore website, but it's running on the on-prem, and you don't want to expose this data for the outside world. So as a second CMS, you can go for the Content of 1. You can create your items, you can put the information, and that can be easily exposed to your mobile app and they can get that data. So that's why the Content Hub 1 is there. Now the another part of the answer is the Content Hub DAM. So within the Content Hub, when they have launched it, there are multiple things that are part of that. The primary one was the Content Hub DAM, where you can upload the digital assets. So once your digital assets are there, you can easily share it either as an email marketing or on your website. So there are connectors available for the Sitecore and the Content Hub DAM. Apart from the Content Hub DAM, they have the another sub products that they have provided. For example, Content Hub products, the MRM, the marketing resources, the campaign one. So those are the part of that. So that's why those names are very confusing. But just remember that Content Hub one, it's just purely the content, the lightweight CMS. The Content Hub DAM, it's a digital assets. The Content Hub operations, it means the rest of the things that Sitecore is provided as a part of Content Hub DAM. I mean the products and the MRM.
And both of the product are meant for future, like future usage and not going out of support anytime soon, right?
Which one?
The Content Hub one and DAM.
No. They just launch it because if they are deprecating it, they are killing their own margins and they are destroying their own, you can say, reputation. So yeah, Content Hub one will always be there because it's a SaaS product. So that's the benefit of the SaaS product. Once you create any product, just make it live as a SaaS, and now you just need to do the maintenance. You just need to provide the new features into that. You just go there, add new features into that. So in upcoming days, yeah, people will purchase it a lot. But Sitecore is mostly famous for their Sitecore XM and XP solution. So right now they are focusing more on the XM because the answer is very simple, because XM is supporting the content. So right now Sitecore is pushing the content onto the cloud side, on the SaaS side. The marketing features is not possible because of the .NET framework limitations, because of the complexity. So that's why for those marketing features that you are going to see it in your right now XP Launchpad, for example, the Sitecore forms, or maybe the campaigns, or the email email campaign. So for that, Sitecore is now purchasing the another organizations, for example, Musen or the CDP or the Order Cloud, because they don't have that much time to do any development right from scratch, because the moment they start to do that right from the scratch, their competitors, for example, Optimizely, the other SaaS based vendors, they will be go ahead in the competition, and Sitecore will be just behind it, and it it will also uh, destroy their reputation, and the market will be captured by the another players. So that's why instead of right from scratching, developing everything from zero, they are purchasing the other organization, and they are making themselves capable that all right, now in our CMS category, we have most of the products that generally demanded by the client nowadays. All the clients are asking for the AI capabilities. So yeah, Sitecore is working more on that, and that's why they have launched the Sitecore Stream. For that, yeah, they have purchased the another organization very silently. Now they are integrating it into their lots of products. So in 10.5, you will see lots of the AI based features for the content generation, for the image generation, for the personalization side. So yeah, any other question that we have?
So we are
Hi.
over time, so we'll just go to the last uh last point of it. So what we'll do is, like, since this is a first session of 2025, instead of question and lucky voucher category, we'll take 5 lucky winners. So Surendra, if you can stop sharing and go to the participant list and select any 5 participants as a lucky winners. Just make sure that it's not you, me, and Vinod.
All right. So I want to choose those people who have asked the question because they have put some efforts
Yeah,
there.
sure,
So
sure.
yeah, you can see Ranjit is there, Ranjit Deshpande, Sukum Kudu. Yeah, that's a nice observation about the PowerShell. But yeah, you will get it the PowerShell as a part of Sitecore. You can run it there as well. And Sheetal Kuyate, she also asked the question.
Yeah.
And Sanjay, I don't know what the surname, but Sanjay.
Yes, Sanjay. Yeah. And one more.
One more.
Yeah.
What the last question about the content of operation? I forget his name.
Deepak.
Yeah, maybe Deepak. Yeah.
So, Ranjit, Sumukh, Sheetal, Sanjay, and Deepak, can you share your email IDs? So I've just put the names in the chat here. Just share your email IDs and you'll get your Amazon voucher in 3 working days. So thank you for joining our session today. Thank you, Surendra, for taking out time and sharing this informative knowledge with all of us. And thank you everyone for taking out time on your Friday evening and sharing it with us for this session. So have a wonderful day ahead and happy weekend and stay tuned for our upcoming webinars. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, SUG Pune, for giving the opportunity to present it. Of course, we'll present more in upcoming months, but this is the
Sure.
first one in 2025. Thanks for your cooperation.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.